Well, hello, and good morning, everybody. Today's topic is picking a hobby. So, for those of you that don't know, I am a man who has wondered perhaps one too many times in terms of hobbies. I've been a DJ, I do video vlogging now, I am a programmer, and all of the things that I love to do, I've found a way to make money doing. And so, my encouragement to you is to pick a hobby, pick something that requires skill and expertise and learning and research, and that some sort of mastery can be achieved. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, and probably shouldn't be, with the goal of making money, but pick a hobby that's something that requires something out of you to really invest in and get further along in. This picture right here, yep, right there, that is the moon this morning. I took that about, I think, a little over an hour ago, and it just makes me feel good to be able to take a picture like that, to have learned how to use a camera and a lens, and to be able to set the settings. And I find a lot of satisfaction out of that. What I've started, when I started programming, I was, one of the first things I was doing was just figuring out how to do my homework in high school easier, meaning be able to write a program that did the homework for me. And then I almost got so far as to writing the program such that it would spit out the show your work part as well. Unfortunately, I didn't get that far, so I ended up just using, and we're talking on, I don't know if they use these anymore, but they had these calculators that were, I think they're called TI-89s, and they were calculators that you could write programs on, and so they were accepted in all classes because you could have your calculator. So I wrote programs on my calculator. At least, at the very least, I could check that I got the right answer because I could plug it into the calculator and then, do. And then DJing was something I was just into music. I was into, especially the way that music changed a situation, the way that music could cause interactions between people to be different. And I learned that you could use music to drive moods and behaviors. And actually, it was a friend of mine, I was just into it a little bit. A friend of mine invited me to DJ with him back when we were in high school. It was church dances. And he taught me a little bit more, some of the things I didn't keep up with, but he taught me about the beats per minute, and he taught me about the ebb and flow of how you select certain songs to raise the energy, and then you select other songs to lower the energy, and how you get people to interact, to boys and girls to dance with each other. You get people excited so that they're having a fun time, and that their endorphins are high and their inhibitions are low, and then you raise up the lights just a little bit so that men can make their mark and women can run away or whatever. and then you change the music, and then you bring the lights back down a little bit in one area, and you bring warmer lights a little bit warmer. Anyway, so DJing was something that I started out as a hobby, and it actually made me good money. Not great, but decent. If I'd continued on with it, it could have been a career path for me. I just didn't invest enough in it, and I was more interested in programming and some other things, and so I did that. But in any case, the thing that I'm urging you to do is to find something that you enjoy or that you love, and find a way to have mastery in it. And one more thing I'll add. There's a dude who goes by the video game historian. This guy has taken video games, which many people would consider the most worthless pursuit of all time, and found a way to talk about the art, the history, the composition, the inspiration, the technical challenges that goes into a game. He talks about economic challenges. He talks about all the context around a game being released. And I love watching his stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, it is to the point where I think that is now his primary gig, is that he is the video game historian. I could be mistaken. He might be doing teaching or something else as his primary gig. But in any case, he gets to do what he loves. He's an absolute master in the field. He's one of the only masters in the field, although there's maybe half a dozen others or so. And I also have a friend who is a movie buff, and I don't know that he's been able to turn this into to monetize it yet. But he's into movies, but he's not just into movies and that he sits around as a couch potato, but he knows, again, historical information, contextual information. He knows about the actors. He knows about director's choices. He knows a lot about movies. So whatever it is that fits your fancy, find it, do it, enjoy it, let it bring satisfaction to you, and if you're lucky, or not so much lucky as if you put the effort in towards it and are open to opportunities, it might make you a little money along the way as well. So with that, if this was helpful or useful to you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to subscribe, the links are in the description below. You can subscribe on Facebook or YouTube. And if you're interested in my Learn to Program channel, that's Beyond Code Bootcamp. That's in the description as well. You have the best morning ever. Adios.